Pollution is linked to health problems for people such as skin rash, asthma, respiratory problems, and infant death. It is one of the environmental problems that is concerning because it affects all forms of life and leaves a path of destruction behind that the earth is unable to contain or recover from. According to Greenpeace, a global organization that uses peaceful protests to work toward the resolution of environmental pollution, 1 in 3 Americans live close to hazardous chemical facilities, and about 110 million Americans live in a potential chemical disaster zone. Understanding where pollution comes from and its effects on people and the environment will not just create a sense of awareness, but offer a compelling argument for activists to push for change in the communities around them. First, let's talk about where pollution comes from. The initial source is people. We use resources such as fuel for various forms of transportation, work in factories that emit smoke and smog, spray chemicals into the air with cans, use natural fuels such as coal or gas, and consume foods and beverages, leaving trash from these items behind. We consume and deplete natural resources, leaving behind a problem that continues to snowball and damage the earth beyond repair. Now that we have identified our problem and source, let's take a look at some examples and the solutions experts provide. In the documentary Tainted Earth: Smelters, Public Health and Environment, Marion Sullivan cited Tacoma, Washington as a distressed city where industrial plants producing wood products, chemical products, aluminum smelting, and ferroalloys production fouled the air with poisonous smoke. This city, which began transforming from just a for-profit city to environmentally conscious post-war, looked to the government for assistance with regulation of pollutants during the 1960s. Smelting was a process done by industrial plants to extract metal from ore. During the smelting process, arsenic, lead, and cadmium can be released from smokestacks and contaminate air, water, and soil with toxins. Though businesses were aware of damages from toxins, pushback came from these thriving industries that didn't consider the Tacoma smelter's air pollution a significant issue. Actual research findings in Tacoma, Washington exposed concerns of smelting and the release of toxic airborne materials. Sulfur dioxide exposure, a derivative of the pollutants, caused health damage to human and animal lungs. It also damaged vegetation and easily burned plants, trees, and lawns during the summer. It was infant death that sparked action. This problem that was exposed in the 1970s and supported with scientific documentation was not given the appropriate attention because the government refused to fully expose the dangers of these pollutants. In order to expose the hazards of air pollution on people in Guangzhou, China, a group of researchers gathered numbers of people who had been admitted to the hospital from haze-related illnesses, including respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. With the development of economy, Guangzhou experienced mild to severe haze periods. Researchers wanted to know about short-term effects of these pollutants since that had not been studied in Guangzhou. They gathered daily hospital visit information using Guangzhou health insurance system that was non-accidental, cardiovascular or respiratory in nature, and monitored real-time meteorological data from January 2008 to 2011 and used GAM to look at the association between haze pollution periods and daily hospital visits. They found that during haze periods, There was a strong relationship between lung cancer and haze, cardiovascular disease, and respiratory illnesses, such as asthma. There was also an increase of haze-related illness during the summer when people were outside more often. There are places all over the world experiencing public health disasters due to pollution. A documentary done by Marcel Thorax shows his travels to Mongolia to expose pollution that is over 100 times the accepted limit and the effect that it has on children. Residents in Mongolia who are poor are at an even greater risk because they live in felt tents. Babies have respiratory problems because the tents are heated by coal smoke, which sends soot particles into the air. Heart disease, brain function, miscarriage, and cancer also are a possible health risk. PM 2.5s are the most dangerous particles that are potentially deadly to its residents. The smoke can be seen in the air, and the scent of the PM 2.5 is inhaled by the thorax, who recognizes the smell and dangers. He makes residents aware by sharing the increased levels of pollutants in their homes. The solution, according to medical experts interviewed, is to get rid of raw coal. People inhabited the city because climate changes in that area caused deep freezes that cause lack of pasture for livestock. In Mongolia, the solution is a problem. We have seen some of the damage air pollution causes. So what are some of the solutions? First, politicians and businessmen have to realize that saving the environment doesn't mean losing money. In 2016, Arnold Schwarzenegger aired a video regarding the state